Next, I wanted to bring to y'all's attention that I got an email from Trezor yesterday, and they had a Mailchimp data breach. We're going to go over the information here. Now, my understanding is this Mailchimp data breach is not just for essentially Trezor. There's a lot of other companies that are experiencing this, and because of the data breach, because of it being Mailchimp, which is basically, for the uninitiated, a very widely used email application for businesses, it is possible that you can start getting some phishing attacks from official domains, right? So it may be like, hey, reset the password on your Trezor shop account, but then it's coming directly from Trezor, but it's not actually Trezor sending you that. You need to be very careful in your emails right now. And I think I even mentioned this yesterday. I was like, there's so much spam in the mailbox, it's already hard to determine which bills I owe and which bills I don't. Make sure you have some budgeting software going on there and you are aware of where those are and manually going in. Another tip here that I get a lot too, and this is for phone phishing, is there's a lot of phone phishing going on lately as well. They'll try to either convince you that you owe some debt, or that they're checking, your credit card or whatever it may be, upping your balance, whatnot. The phone calls typically go just like you would expect, like a creditor to call you. They'll give you a call. They'll say, hey, is this, John Smith? And you'll say, yes, it's John Smith. And they'll say, hey, is your birthday April 2nd, 2005 or whatever? And you say, no, I do not answer personal information questions over the phone. Make sure you guys do that and just hang up on them. In most cases, if it's a legitimate company, funny enough, the legitimate company will say, okay, we're terminating the call. If it's not a legitimate company, they'll try to use some sort of fear tactic like, well, you owe this money, we're going to blah, 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 we're going to get you, that sort of thing, to try to influence you to go ahead and give them personal information. They'll try to validate, your social security number. They'll try to validate your phone number, all that sort of stuff. Be very, very careful when you're receiving these spam calls and spam emails. Just a couple tips for you guys to, stay locked down. Don't click any links in emails. I know to a lot of you guys, this seems like basic information, but we're just going to talk about it because this is going to get a lot worse, I think, over the next year, especially as the economy goes on a downturn. You usually start getting a lot more of these, essentially just different phishing attacks and so on. Just be careful out there, boys. Let's talk about the details though. And this is just in my Google Doc here, but details of the Mailchimp data breach. The email contains details of a data breach which compromised our mailing provider between February and April 2nd, 2022. The attack saw Mailchimp employees being phished for privileged access to customer accounts, resulting in the theft of email addresses and, in some cases, names and subscribers and other data. Below, you will find the specific data belonging to you which was stolen in the attack. And here's the data stolen in the attack was your email address, your IP address, and an approximate location based on your internet provider. It is disappointing, of course, that all of this stuff is being tracked by Trezor on their shop accounts, on their affiliate accounts too. I have an affiliate account with them. Obviously, my data has been leaked within this as well, unfortunately. So here's some additional information though. It says, please use this information to protect yourself and be wary of any incoming mail as the targeted data is being used to send phishing emails to your inbox. Avoid clicking on any links in the emails and never enter your seed into a computer without your Trezor device telling you to do so. This is the latest information we have following a week of investigation and reluctant cooperation from Mailchimp's senior security staff. You will find a timeline of events on the Trezor blog, but we will not be providing any links here so this message does not get confused with a phishing attempt. For inquiries, please contact the security team at security@satoshilabs.com. You will not receive any more emails from Trezor via Mailchimp. given the broad scope of the attack. It is important that you remain on alert for phishing attacks coming from other sources, as hundreds of other brands and projects which have not yet been disclosed were also targeted. Luckily enough, what Trezor is doing here is telling you essentially what kind of issues that they have, right? And I think and telling you that there are other companies that are basically compromised at this point. It can be within cryptocurrency, traditional finance, your whatever shopping accounts, and so on. Be careful out there, boys. Make sure that you are paying attention. Another thing, like I said, that's disappointing, unfortunately, when we talk about hardware wallets and so on, if you have security breaches, even something in this case, right, where it's their mailing service, you may have signed up for an account with them. It doesn't necessarily attach to the Trezor unit because you aren't having necessarily your hardware wallet linked to that account. There were a few times where this has happened with Ledger, but it does reduce, the confidence within that company's products, because at the end of the day, as a cryptocurrency company, this should be paramount in pretty much all of your dealings. Like I said, I give props to Trezor for notifying everybody, making sure that they're aware of the issue, that sort of thing. But any kind of KYC, even if it is just your email and your IP address and that sort of stuff, can be very dangerous, especially if you're a content creator or if you're like an influencer on Twitter or whatever it may be. You want to be extra careful surrounding it. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.